So it's the weekend and I'm writing again, and this always gets me thinking about different ideas, different, definitions and things that really get stuck as I am working to really clearly and simply, convey, both the message, the value of investing in this concept of achieving and feeling good. And I've been thinking about this idea of sacrifice a lot, and kind of coupling it with the idea that it really, when we hit that place of being overloaded, and not just overwhelmed, but like the difficulty in things, right? When things start to feel really hard. And I am reminded why the sacrifice really needs to have like a time limit, like a time frame, depending on what it is really, right? So let me explain. So if I have this dream, right, to buy my family this really amazing house. Okay, so I'm working really hard every day, and I am, I'm saving, I'm working towards this house, doing all the things. And then when I get to that point, right, I save up for that house, or maybe it's taking longer than I thought it was, and things come up, and all the struggles along the way, right? Why am I doing that thing? I want the home for my family, not because, just to have the home, right? Because the empty home isn't a home, it's a house. And what I really want, right, is this place to enjoy time with my family. That's the goal, right? To have these deep, rich relationships with the people that I share a roof with, and that bring so much value and love, and just so much to my life. So if I keep sacrificing without, for that long-term goal, but in the short run, I'm not feeling the goodness, like I'm missing the connection because I'm spending a ton of hours at work. Or I'm just not present, right? Like I'm sitting at the dinner table with my family, but I can't hear them. What I actually hear, right, is the voices in my own head kind of going over to-do lists, or I don't know, maybe being irritated by what I'm hearing, or whatever it is, really just not showing up and engaging and enjoying this life that I'm in right now. And, then I get to that point, maybe I get the house, right? But then I'm not really close to my husband anymore because we haven't really connected that often. I'm not, my kids don't really ask to spend time with me anymore because now they're teenagers, right? So I think sacrifice is a part of, a part of the journey. But I think it's also really important to remind ourselves that when it's possible, right, when we're shooting for something that's above and beyond what we actually need, to remember that sacrifice is, to really see what the window is. How long am I willing to give this up before it's not actually what I want anymore? Because I wanted the house, but what I wanted more was, solid, strong relationships. Okay, all of these ideas, like whether it's a career goal, whether it's, this dream that you're building, a desire, you want to travel somewhere, right? It doesn't matter what the thing is that you're trying to reach, right? Whatever sacrifice you feel like you have to make. Number one, it's good to question it. Do you have to do it? Maybe there's a way we can use creativity to think up another way. A lot of people do things the same way as everybody else. Does it mean that we have to? So what are some alternate solutions? What are some more direct routes to what we want? I don't know. And part of being around community and surrounding ourselves with different people and people who are, into this idea of constructive living and creating the dream that we want, is that it helps with ideation. Is we're generating like a bulk of ideas, and just feeling in this good state opens up this mental capacity for us. So think about this idea. I want you to have what you get to want what you want. I say this all the time, right? And you also get to enjoy the process. And, as I'm here spending time writing and not being downstairs with my kids, I think about this, that this is a sacrifice that I make. But, I've been trying to be more and more aware of how can I work more efficiently, right? I mean, if I spent 6 hours, am I really getting the value out of it, right? Can I get up early? Can I, be in a higher vibrational state, a good feeling place, so that when I sit down to write, what I can do in an hour is comparable to if I felt not so great or tired or whatever. It might take me 2 hours, right? Think about where you are, what you want, and what you're really giving up. So think about that timeline, because the effort is something we always having to put in, right? And we can't be two places at once. But really to keep the focus and have the clarity, especially around this idea of sacrifice, and not always taking other people's word for it. I do believe that we get to have all the things we want. We just can't be at the same stage necessarily, I think. We can't have an infant child and an infant business and feel probably like we're sane because we're losing sleep on the baby, we're losing sleep on the business, right? So have things in your life, but just, have the grace to give yourself, the compassion, the self-compassion, and the understanding to know that there's a season for things and we want them, and just to, be fully aware of the real cost of the actions that we take.